3 stories, 3 ordinary people, and 3 moments that completely changed their lives forever. The terrifying part isn't what happened. It's that every story started on a completely normal day. No haunted houses, no cursed objects, no creepy legends. Just real people who suddenly found themselves trapped in situations they still can't explain. So turn off the lights and listen carefully, because tonight you're about to hear 3 disturbing horror stories that sound far too real to ignore. In 2019, I was a college student living in Phoenix, Arizona. Money was tight, so I rented a small storage unit to keep furniture and boxes while I moved between apartments. The storage facility, set on the edge of town, rows and rows of metal garage-style units stretched across the property. It wasn't creepy during the day. At night, though, it felt completely different. The place became silent, almost too silent. One evening around 9 p.m., I stopped by to grab some winter clothes. The facility was nearly empty. I parked near my unit and started carrying boxes to my car. That's when I noticed something strange. The unit directly across from mine was slightly open, maybe 6 inches. I could see darkness inside. Nothing unusual about that, except every unit was supposed to be locked. As I worked, I kept glancing toward it. Something felt off. I couldn't explain why. Eventually, curiosity got the better of me. I walked over. The metal door was raised just enough to see inside. At first, I thought the unit was empty. Then my eyes adjusted, and I realized someone was sitting in the back corner. A man, completely motionless, watching me. I jumped back immediately. The guy didn't move, didn't speak, didn't react, just stared. My heart started racing. I quickly returned to my car and locked the doors. Maybe he rented the unit. Maybe he was organizing things. But something about the situation felt wrong, very wrong. As I started the engine, I looked back one last time. The man was now standing, still staring directly at me. I drove away. The entire ride home, I couldn't stop thinking about it. The next morning, I called the facility manager. When I described the unit number, there was a long pause. Then he said something that made my stomach drop. That unit hadn't been rented. In over 8 months, I felt cold all over. The manager checked security footage. Later that day, he called me. Back, the footage showed me loading boxes. It showed me walking toward the open unit. It showed me running back to my car. But according to him, there was nobody inside. The unit appeared completely empty. I never rented a storage unit there again, but even now, years later, I still remember that man's face. And sometimes, I wonder if security cameras simply failed to capture him, or if I was the only person who could see him. In 2021, my wife and I bought our first home in Ohio. The house was old but affordable. For the first few months, everything seemed normal. Then strange things started happening. Food disappeared. Small items moved. Cabinet doors opened on their own. At first, we blamed each other. I thought she forgot where she put things. She thought I was absent-minded, but eventually the incidents became impossible to ignore. One night I woke up around 3 a.m. I heard footsteps, slow footsteps, directly above our bedroom, the attic. I assumed it was an animal, maybe a raccoon. The next day I bought traps. Nothing worked. Weeks passed. The noises continued. Sometimes we heard movement during the day, sometimes at night. Then one morning my wife found something disturbing, a half-empty water bottle inside the attic. Neither of us had put it there. That evening I climbed upstairs with a flashlight. The attic was dark and dusty. At first I saw nothing unusual. Then I noticed a section hidden behind insulation, a small space, big enough for someone to hide. Inside were blankets, food wrappers, empty drink bottles, and photos of us, dozens of them, taken through our windows. My blood ran cold. Someone had been living above our heads, watching us, listening to us, for who knows how long. Police searched the property immediately. The person was gone. No fingerprints. No identification. Nothing. Just evidence that a stranger had been sharing our house. A week later, we installed security cameras. One camera pointed toward the attic entrance. 2 nights later, it captured something horrifying. At 2:47 a.m., the attic door slowly opened. For several seconds, nobody appeared. Then it closed again. Police never found anyone. And to this day, I still don't know who was hiding up there, or whether they ever truly left. This happened to my cousin in Washington State. He worked late shifts delivering medical supplies. Most nights he drove alone through rural highways. One winter evening he finished work around midnight. Snow covered the roads. Traffic was almost non-existent. About halfway home, his phone rang, unknown number. He ignored it. A minute later it rang again. Same number. Again. He ignored it. Then he received a voicemail. Without listening, he continued driving. 10 minutes later, the phone rang again. This time he answered silence. No breathing, no background noise, nothing. Then the call disconnected. By now he felt uneasy. So he pulled into a gas station under bright lights. He finally listened to the voicemail. The message lasted only 20 seconds. At first all he heard was static. Then he heard a voice, his own voice, talking. To himself, the recording sounded exactly like him. Every word, every pause, every breath. Message ended with one sentence. A sentence he had never spoken before.
I wouldn't go home tonight.
My cousin immediately called the number back. It didn't exist, the automated system reported. The number was unavailable. That night he stayed at a friend's house. The next morning, police contacted him. A truck driver had crashed through a section of road near his usual route. The accident happened almost exactly when he would have been driving through that area. Had he continued home, he likely would have been there during the collision. To this day, he still has the voicemail saved, and nobody has ever explained where it came from or why the voice on the recording sounded exactly like him. Some horror stories involve ghosts, others involve monsters, but sometimes the most disturbing stories are the ones that could happen to anyone. A stranger watching from a storage unit, someone secretly living inside your home, or a phone call that should never have existed. The scariest part is that none of these stories seem impossible, and that's exactly why they stay with you. If you enjoyed these disturbing true horror stories, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because the next story might be even more terrifying, and it might be true.